Hi everyone, welcome back to the studio. That was a great segment with Elka, and I hope you guys also caught our keynote today. So again, my name is Neha, and I work on marketing for our developer and our utility products. Yesterday, we sat and talked with Deb and Ilya, who were doing the keynote yesterday, and today I'm here with David, who along with Deb and Ilya announced all of our products that are coming out. So welcome, David. Would you mind sharing a little bit about yourself for those of folks who didn't get to see the keynote and what you work on?
So I'm David Marcus, and I run messaging at Facebook.
Well, we're so glad to have you here, and you had so many great big announcements yesterday, so we just want to dive in. So first, Messenger platform. Can you share with us a little bit about what the product is?
Sure. So platform for people using Messenger is going to transform the way they communicate every day, because we're going to put the power of amazing creative tools to create really unique pieces of content that they can share with their friends to express themselves better and to communicate emotions in a better way in a world that gradually has left emotions behind. And so simple things like animated GIFs with a huge catalog of millions and millions of GIFs through apps like Giphy, or J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot Company has created an amazing special effects app that enables you to layer special effects, Hollywood-grade special effects in the world surrounding you and send them to your friends. So really a more creative, fun and engaging conversation that you're going to be able to have on Messenger. And for developers, it's an opportunity to get your app built for Messenger or your existing app that already has distribution inside of the extended composer, because now we have a tray that opens up where you can discover new apps that will enable you to have access to all of these content, and at the same time to also be discovered through attribution of their content, because at the bottom of every content that's now shared in Messenger, you'll have the app icon, the app name, and a reply or install link depending on whether you have the app installed or not.
That's great, and I'm sure lots of apps are going to want to integrate with Messenger. So what type of apps are ideal for Messenger platform right now?
So at this stage, we're starting with conversational apps. So what are the things that you need in a conversation to make a conversation better, more engaging, more fun? And when words are not enough, basically, when words are not enough to express something, what is it that you can use to make that conversation better? And so GIFs are a great way, videos, sounds and music, all kinds of different things that you can actually build to share with your friends to make that conversation more awesome.
And of course, stickers.
And of course, stickers.
So with these apps, these content type of apps, how can they get started today?
Well, it's very, very easy. Any developer who's interested in building this can go to messenger.com/platform, and we have our SDK available since yesterday. And you can download the SDK and add the share to Messenger flow, the optimized version, in honestly a few hours. So it's really easy.
That's great. Yeah. Is there any sort of review process for these apps that integrate the SDK?
So there are 3 tiers. There's the standard tier, which basically enables you to share to Messenger in a better way. And that's it doesn't require you to have an optimized or permanent share to Messenger feature in your app. And there's no review process for this. And then there's the optimized version, which is making Messenger and sharing to Messenger more prominent in your app. And finally, the featured version, which provides you both attribution but also discovery inside of Messenger. And those apps will require some review from us, but will give more distribution and more access.
So there's lightweight, and then of course with the level that has more attribution, it's making sure that they're great content.
That's right.
Apps. So there were quite a few great apps featured in the keynote. You shared a few of our partners, and also we have a wonderful booth where you can actually test it out.
That's right.
So can you share some of the partners that we're working with, and what are maybe some of the apps you like?
So I mentioned the Bad Robot one, but there's ESPN that created a sports app which curated content of that week or that day, just in time for March Madness, so just at least before the end of it. There's Clip This that enables you to type whatever text you want, and then they basically do a mashup of movie clips together, which makes it for hilarious content that you can share with your friends. There are a bunch of other apps, FlipLip that enables you to add filters on your face and change your voice, which also makes it for a really fun and engaging conversation starter, and Giphy for GIFs, of course. But like, we have close to 50 apps that have launched or are in the process of launching right now. And this is day 2, so
that's
I can't wait
impressive.
to see what developers are going to build on this.
I personally, so the Messenger booth, we have an awesome booth. Hopefully you guys online also got the chance to preview the Messenger booth. If not, we'll get a chance to, but I tried a bunch of the apps and they were awesome. Very different, hilarious, awesome, rich content. This was great. So there was also a second big announcement yesterday, and that was for businesses on Messenger. Can you share a little bit about that?
Sure. Well, the problem we're trying to solve here is that communicating with businesses is very rarely delightful. I mean, last time you've tried to change an airline ticket and call them to do that was probably very painful. And I think that this is not because those companies want to make it painful, it's just because they don't have the right tools and the right ways to have this personal and engaging conversations with their customer. And so that's what we want to do. We want to bring back personal and delight into businesses to people and people to businesses conversations. And we think that we have the ability to do that by bringing this inside of Messenger. So we're starting with the highest possible signal, because to start those conversations, you want to make sure that you do that with the businesses you care about. And the highest signal is when you make a purchase. So at the end of a purchase flow now, in a few weeks, you'll have the ability to receive enhanced shipping notifications and enhanced receipts inside of Messenger. And the way it works is by matching the session you have open with Facebook either on your mobile device or on the web, and then we start a thread inside of Messenger. And so when you open Messenger, you'll see the business that you just bought something from, and you can open that thread and have like a nice receipt. And if you're not happy with that, you can tap on the receipt and cancel the order or modify the order. And then when your package ships, you receive a nice map that updates in the back end, so you know exactly where your package is at all times. And you can interact with the business. So if you're happy with your order and you want something else from that store, you can start chatting with that business right there and then inside of Messenger. And because the business has the whole context of who you are, the identity, what you bought, your size, they have your card on file and all these things, then you can really have a delightful experience with shopping again on mobile.
So, like you said, this seems like such an amazing integration that businesses are going to love, and it's going to lead to great people experiences on Messenger too. And you gave the example of Everlane yesterday in the keynote, and you said that you're focusing on purchases and transaction-based businesses right now. So, what other examples? So, what other verticals would find this very valuable?
Well, I mean, so we're launching with Everlane and Zulily in a few weeks, and Zendesk is doing the live customer support backbone for that. But we're going to add a lot more partners. So what we want to do is add customer support capabilities to a lot of different businesses, and then add more and more capabilities as we go. So anybody who's currently using Zendesk right now could actually go talk to Zendesk and say, I want this for customer support, and we could enable those conversations with those businesses. But like going forward, we want to make sure that all of the very big use cases of all of us interacting with businesses is actually covered and solved. So it's going to take a long time.
Yeah.
It's a journey. It's not like a big bang launch and then it's done, we've solved
50
it.
partners.
It's not that way. It's just going to take time because it's a complicated problem to solve, but we're very determined in solving it, and we need all the help we can get from partners, developers, system integrators to actually get it done. So for more information on that one, by the way, messenger.com/business, and every information is there, and you can sign up to join the journey with us.
Businesses can learn about it now, figure out what it'll take, even if, let's say, it's going to be a process as far as like figuring out the right partners.
That's right.
That's great. So there's one other product that we talked about, or you talked about in the closing panel, and this is something that wasn't part of Keynote, but it's been a great couple of weeks for you guys, which is payments.
Yes.
Do you mind sharing a little bit about that too?
Sure. Well, we're starting to slowly roll out payments in Messenger, and that's the ability to pay one another inside of Messenger. And so the reason we're doing that is because we think that exchanging value and payments is really, really part of conversations. Like in the real world, if you owed me money, or more likely if I owed you money, we would have a conversation, you would ask me to pay you back, and I would hand over the cash, but like this whole process would start from a conversation. And so as a result, we feel that Messenger, with already 600 million monthly actives, is the best place to do that, because all of these conversations are happening there already. And there are lots of conversations, I'm pretty sure, that are already happening on Messenger, which is like, hey, can you send me the 12 bucks for last night's dinner? But they can't complete that. They have to go and do something complicated. Now they can start doing it like inside of Messenger. And so we're going to start rolling this out more and more in collaboration with Facebook's payments team. And we're looking forward to see how people like it.
So with payments, with businesses on Messenger, with Messenger platform, these are all great integrations which are really going to impact positively people's experiences. How do you see it all working together, and how do you see our experiences with Messenger evolving?
Well, I think the first important thing is that Messenger becomes a center to the majority of your conversations on mobile. And so to do that, we got to be better. We have to provide better experiences, more engaging, more fun experiences, and that's what we're attempting to do with Platform. Attempting to make those conversations inside of Messenger the most engaging, fun ones, so that when you go back to any of the other ways of communicating, it feels dull and boring. And so, that's Platform. And then we want to solve business communications, because a lot of our communications every day also touch businesses. And they're not gratifying, they're not delightful, they're not personal. So, that's the other part of it. And then with payments and other features that we're building as first-party tools inside of Messenger, what we want to do is really empower people to do the things that belong inside of a conversation really, really well and with the lowest possible friction.
So pulling it up even more, so this is about Messenger and Messenger's experience in integrating with developers too. Then Mark also mentioned the Facebook family of apps. So Messenger, Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, and more. And then we really saw that in closing panel, by the way, which was fantastic. So I'd just like to get your perspective on how all these apps will work together to have come together for people.
Well, I think that every single one of these things are different things to different people. So Facebook, the main app, is the place where you now consume and discover a lot of news and updates and photos from your friends, but also news from the world. And you can share to a wider audience. Messenger and WhatsApp are messaging platforms that are very deterministic in the sense that whatever you want to share, that the person on the other hand is going to see it fast, and it requires a response. It's not just for the sake of broadcasting. And then Instagram is this delightful experience to share beautiful images with your social graph. And so I think I use all of them. And I use Messenger for the vast majority of my messaging, of course. But I use WhatsApp with a lot of friends who are in certain parts of the world, in Latin America and certain parts of Europe. I use Instagram to consume beautiful content and see things that are happening around the world. And so I think it's a family of apps that actually cater to different needs and different demographics at different time of the day. And it's great. It's the good old days of Facebook as one monolithical product are over.
Yeah. So shifting gears a little bit, David, you're a seasoned expert in this industry. What advice do you have for our developer community, online, here, everyone?
Well, I think that if you're building an app right now or a product, the most important thing is knowing that you will need to iterate a lot to get to product market fit. And then when you hit that vein, you know it.
Yeah.
But to hit that vein, you'll have to iterate, and iterate. And so I think that if you build your product based on just conviction or belief and not facts, based on many iterations and you collecting the data from users, and it's how do they use your product? Do they like this feature? Do they you prefer to use something else?
Yeah.
And then you're blind, you're flying blind. And so the ability to actually test different variations and iterate is really key. And doing that a lot and moving really, really fast is really important.
So on that note, one of the themes for F8 this year, as far as an event, is build better. Build better stories, experiences, etc. What does that mean to you?
Well, there are a couple of things. I think sometimes people assume that building fast means not building well. And I don't agree with that, because testing fast is very important. But then when you have what you want, and that's what your users want, more importantly, then you have to build it with a sense of craftsmanship, and you have to build really well. And I think you're seeing that across our products. Now at Facebook, like Instagram has a lot of craftsmanship in it, and you're seeing it more around a lot of products that we have. So it's really important to iterate really quickly, but then when you're ready to actually build that thing, that first inning of that product, once you've found product market fit, then you have to build it with craftsmanship and build it well.
Well, this was fantastic, David. I mean, this is exciting times for you, for Messenger, for us. I have so many more questions I'd love to ask you, but we are out of time. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you guys.